All right, 3 minutes gone past 7 on the AM side. That's beautiful Tuesday morning. Thank God it's Tuesday. Wakey, wakey, wake up. It is the morning show right here on Eagles FM 102.3 Abuja, your radio experience. You can always count on anytime, any day, anywhere. Yes, this is Eagles Morning Rise, just the early morning booster. The right proportion, as a matter of fact, that you need to kickstart your day. You know that the energy is always high on this show because we've got a lot packed for your listening pleasure. Dear listener, I want to believe that you slept and woke up well this beautiful Tuesday morning. I mean, if someone is still in bed at this point in time, you can just don't worry. I think I'll just have to ring the bell again. But just take your radio set very close to them so, the sound of the bell, would actually wake them up. This is 2025, dear listener, and time waits for no one. You have to be extremely intentional. You have to be very brutal, about your goals, your aspirations for this year, 2025. I mean, that's the energy that I'm heavy on. I believe we all are heavy on that energy this year, 2025, because, we need to make money this year. I'm not even joking. We need to make money, but of course, legitimately. I just have to pull that out. Of course. All right. My name is Omoefe Peace Osemire, and from all indication, I will be riding solo today on the show. But not to worry, my co-host Udwa Daniel, he is a little bit under the weather, and you'll hear from him in the days to come. But not to worry. All right. He sent his regards, and I'm very sure that he's monitoring the conversation at this point in time. Well, on the Eagles Morning Rise Breakfast Show, we've got a lot packed for your listening pleasure. It's always a floor of good conversations. We started off with the news at 6:45 a.m. this morning, and just like I'd always say, it does not end there. We get to bring you up to speed on 10 things that you need to know for the day, and also take a look at the biggest headlines, but across these national dailies, they tag them the biggest headlines across the national dailies. We're going to be taking a look at all of that, and I tell you, a lot is going on at the moment. Taking a look at the happenings right there in Lagos State House of Assembly and also in Rivers State. The governor Siminalayi Fubara has been given 48-hour ultimatum to present the budget, and it really calls for concern, knowing that the court judgments, they have been very conflicting in recent times. But again, this development, the Supreme Court verdict, does it put to an end, or does it really put to rest the political crisis rocking Rivers State at the moment? Well, I really don't know, but our fingers are crossed really to see how things would actually unfold in the days to come. Fubara is apparently not even bothered really. If he gets not necessarily impeached now, but he thinks that even if he wasn't the governor, his life will continue. So it's really more like, come on, I'm not going to lose sleep over this whole development. And also, on the other hand, let's take it away to the north, where there's been this views and counter views trailing the viewpoint of the Christian Association of Nigeria, kind of like frowning at the trend of closing schools, during Ramadan in 4 northern states. According to CAN, that's the Christian Association of Nigeria, it is a setback, knowing that there is some sort of deficit, coming from, basic and secondary education in that part of, the country. And activities and news are making the rounds at this point in time. The NNPCL is also about to give Nigerians reasons to smile. They've actually reduced petrol price, to 860 naira per litre. We just hope that motorists would actually hear this and get the message very soundly. The NNPCL has actually decided to reduce petrol price to 860 naira per litre. Just a couple of days ago, we actually saw what Dangote, said about, reducing the ex-depot price, of the PMS. And it just goes to tell you somehow that we are perhaps, on the right path, to economic prosperity, from food prices crashing, to price of PMS reducing. Come on, I should ring the bell for that already. But I think I'm already letting the cat out of the bag already. But I'm just kind of like teasing you. This is just like a teaser on what to expect this hour. All right. You also would get to, call in to share your 2 cents like you always do. And we really cannot wait to hear your views and counter views on the pages this morning. It does not end there because we've got something for everyone. Well, if you don't like politics and current affairs, you might just want to pitch your tent with Vicky Vic at the 8 o'clock hour as it brings you up to speed with the latest happenings in the world of sport. You also get to call in to share your 2 cents like you always do. And of course, at 9 a.m. this morning, it'll be time for the Eagles Outlook, where we talk politics and current affairs. I will be back at that time as well. And the focus, dear listener, would be on the latest development in Rivers State. Given the Rivers State governor for the hours you to present, and the governor also saying that he's not afraid, victory is certain. That's what he's actually assuring his supporters. Yesterday the FCT minister actually said, do not play with God. You cannot play God. That was the FCT minister said. So we're going to be looking at all of these issues, rocking Rivers State, at the moment. And of course at 10 a.m. because we've decided to spice things up a little bit this new year 2025. So there is now an extension from the Eagles Morning Rise breakfast show into the the midday extra. So at 10 a.m. it'll be time for the general open banter, and it's always great conversations. I tell you right here, you've got absolutely no reason to touch this dial. You might just want to hint someone who's not aware that we have great conversations on here to pitch their tent here, to defect from wherever it is they've been, to pitch their tent right here. And of course at 11 o'clock it'll be time for us to focus on the city of Abuja. A lot has been going on lately in the city of Abuja. We're going to be taking a look or highlighting all of the events as far as Abuja is concerned. And let's not forget, Abuja now we city. So we need to be abreast. We need to get up to speed with the latest happenings. And again, when it comes to security, it is everybody's business. You have a role to play. I have a role to play. We all have a role to play in ensuring security of lives and property right here in Abuja, and of course at the country by extension. All right, very, very quickly now, ladies and gentlemen, our dear listener, young and old, I would like you to know also that we have a very strong prayers across. You might just want to hurry now to YouTube and Facebook, where this session is being streamed live, to join the conversation. On YouTube, please do to subscribe to the YouTube channel. We cannot thank you enough for those who already subscribed. And if you're yet to subscribe, I'm here to tell you that it will cost you nothing, absolutely nothing, just to hit, or to click on the subscribe button. Click on it, give us a like, share our videos, because it takes a lot really. And you must understand that we create all of this content with love, just for your listening and viewing pleasure. So do that right away and God will bless you. Right, I'm beginning to sound like a preacher woman, but it's okay. On Facebook, do the same. All right, you can also leave a comment whilst we go engaging on the pages this morning. I will be very glad to acknowledge your thoughts. On YouTube and Facebook, it is at Eagles FM Abuja. And for those who are not in Abuja, or you plan on leaving Abuja any moment, you can download the app on your phone. On iOS and Play Store. That way you can keep tabs on whatever it is that we're doing right here. And when you have the app on your phone, you get to listen to us from anywhere in the world. Yes, from anywhere in the world. And we've been getting feedbacks lately from family members that there's been a little bit of poor reception on the app. But if you're having a little bit of stress or difficulty trying to connect with us on the app, we are also on Radio Garden. You might just want to seize that opportunity, because the truth is, you have no reason really not to stay on this dial. When we say it is your radio experience without mincing words, and you gave us the bragging rights, so we're going to pride ourselves in these things. And just to let you know as well, if you're yet to come on here to advertise or to promote your brand, you are sitting or sleeping on a long thing. Do you know how many countries listen to Eagles FM across the world? Over 30 countries listen to us. So you can imagine the leverage that your business, your brand would actually get when you advertise with us. So come on here, let's talk business. It's very important. You're welcome. Now let's quickly take a look at 10 things you need to know for today. Yes, the first thing would be the fact that the reinstatement of Mudashiru Obasa as Speaker of the 10th Lagos State House of Assembly on Monday ended 49 days of leadership crisis that rocked the legislative arm. Now, Obasa, who was on January 13 sacked by 36 lawmakers in the 40-member House, returned to the Speaker's seat following the resignation of former Speaker Mrs. Mojishola Lasbat Miranda during the plenary. All right, and away from Lagos State, we head now to Rivers State, where a confrontation broke out on Monday in the state as lawmakers gave Governor Siminalayi Fubara a 48-hour deadline to submit the 2025 appropriation bill for their consideration. The lawmakers said unless this is done, the state might be plunged into a financial crisis because they think, or they will proceed on a 12-week recess from Friday. Well, let's see how things would actually unfold. Now, suspected Boko Haram terrorists have abducted the Dean, Faculty of Engineering of the Nigerian Army University, BU, and other passengers near Kamuya village along Damaturu BU Road, Yobe State. Some officials of the university who confirmed the incident to journalists said they were not in a position to speak on the development. Is there really a day we don't talk about, this spate of abductions? It's more like these people renew their onslaught almost on a daily basis. Should we stop talking about these things? But we need to bring you up to speed really with these happenings. As far as they are reported, you need to be aware of these, events. But it's really very, very sad. One would say. And I'll leave that one at that. Moving back to Rivers State, the governor, Siminalayi Fubara, says he is not scared of anything, noting that the worst that could happen is having to leave the office. This is coming on the heels of a Supreme Court ruling that reinstated 27 Rivers State Assembly members loyal to former governor Nyesom Wike. And away from Rivers, we head on to Lagos again, where former Lagos governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Dr. Abdulaziz Olajide Adediran, popularly known as Jandor, has announced his resignation from the party, citing internal betrayal, anti-party activities, and a lack of discipline. He is, however, yet to announce his new party. But can you guess already? But I think it's actually the trend. One would say that this is somewhat against 2027 visions. It's been, one defecting from one party to the other, but he's actually cited his reasons, for defecting, from the PDP to a party that has not been made public yet. All right. The chairman of Senate Committee on Media and Public Affairs, Yemi Adaramodu of the All Progressives Congress in Ekiti South, said on Monday there was currently no formal petition against the Senate President Godswill Akpabio over allegation of sexual harassment leveled against him by Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. He said the House cannot investigate the matter. All right. The Naira on Monday depreciated to 1,510 Naira per dollar in the parallel market from 1,505 Naira per dollar last weekend. But the Naira appreciated to 1,499 Naira per dollar in the Nigerian foreign exchange market. And away from the currency market, the Petroleum Retailers Outlet Owners Association of Nigeria, that's a Petron, on Monday commended NNPC Retail Limited for reducing the price of premium motor spirit PMS, otherwise known as petrol, from 920 naira to 875 naira per liter. Right, I think I should ring the bell to that again. All right. And away from that one now, let's head on to Kwara State, where the police command has said it successfully rescued an abducted victim identified as Sule Saidu, who was allegedly kidnapped at Ahuro Fulani camp in the Ifelodun local government area of the state on Friday. The police said suspect and recovered firearms in a swift operation carried out on Saturday. That's also good news. Right. But the last thing I'd like to intimate you on is the fact that the Imo State Police Command has arrested 4 men inside a forest in Irete, Owerri West local government area in connection with kidnapping. The Imo State Police Command spokesperson, DSP Henry Okoye, made the announcement in a statement on Monday. 4 men inside the forest were actually arrested in connection with kidnapping. That's some good news again. All right. That being said, dear listener, let us very quickly now take a look at the front pages of Nigerian newspapers to see what these national dailies are reporting. I've got a Nigerian Tribune newspaper, the Daily Trust, the Punch, the Guardian, and of course the Nation newspaper. All right. Let's start off with the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. So listen very attentively. Now, Lagos Assembly Speaker crisis happens to be the big news story on the front page of the Nigerian newspaper, written in red, black on a white spread. It says Nigerians await next move as Obasa returns. Miranda resigns. This has 1, 2, 3, 4 riders underneath that headline. The first one says Miranda bows to pressure from party, reverts to deputy. And the second one says lawmakers eulogize her giant strides within 49 days in office. Obasa praises Akonde, Osoba, GAC leaders, and the last rider in attendance at plenary. Well, it actually has 5 riders to that story. The last one here says assembly enveloped by tight security. Stakeholders say next 48 hours crucial. You find all of that on page 15 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning. And then still on page 15, Jando quits Lagos PDP, blames indiscipline, anti-party activities. All right. On page 26, NDLEA nabs drug baron after 17 years in hiding. That's another good news, one would say. And now to page 28, South stands behind Senate President King Dakolo is the one talking there. Rejects calls for Akpabio's resignation. You find that one on page 28 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning. Now moving to page 27, FEC awards a dualization of Section 2 of Ibadan-Ilorin Road using concrete pavement. Now to page 3, reps extend deadline for submission of memoranda on state creation and also local government areas. Still on page 3, closure of schools during Ramadan in 4 northern states, a setback. Christian Association of Nigeria talking there. It is unwise decision, parents say. All right, you find that one on page 3. And just above the Nigerian Tribune banner or logo, NNPC reduces petrol price to 860 naira per litre. That's on page 6. I mean, of course, it is expected that Nigerians would actually chew on this one this morning. Rivers Assembly gives Fubara 48 hours to present 2025 budget. Right underneath it says, I am not afraid. Victory is certain. Fubara assures supporters. You find that one on page 16 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. I'll leave it there for the Nigerian Tribune. Let's take a look at the Daily Trust. The big news story right there, obviously different from the Nigerian Tribune newspaper, says Army varsity prof kidnapped, CSP rescued hours after abduction. Bandits pick up Zamfara APC ward chair, EXCO members. You find that one on the front page, and it continues right on page 4 of the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. And then Rivers Assembly gives Fubara 48 hours to present budget. You find that one on page 15. Moving on to page 20, price war rages as NNPC matches Dangote's 860 naira per litre. That's on page 20 of the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. FEC approves 507 billion naira for Abuja, Kaduna, Zaria, Kano Road. You find that one on page 7, right? And then this one here on page 16 says Obasa returns as Lagos Speaker 49 days after. Federal government gives nods to 11 new private universities. You find that one on page 22 says victims recount ordeal as robbers attack church homes in at Abuja suburb. You find that one on page 22 of the Daily Trust newspaper. And how to practice healthy Ramadan fast. Right, how to practice healthy Ramadan fast. That's on page 36. And today happens to be day 4 in the holy month of Ramadan, right? Ramadan Mubarak once again to Muslim, our family members. And you see photographs right down the front page. It speaks to the iftar session, by Muslims. I mean, when they come together to break the fast, eating together, it somehow speaks to, how united we are and the essence of unity and why it should be, maintained or even promoted. I mean, at all costs. You also see this sort of picture here where food is being given out to people publicly. I mean, for those who are, they don't have what it takes maybe to go about, what to eat, in the course of breaking, the fast. I'll leave it there this morning for the Daily Trust newspaper. Let's take a quick look at the Punch newspaper. The big news story right there leads with, Lagos Assembly, how Akonde-led panel forced Miranda out and reinstated Obasa. Uncertainty surrounds Assembly leadership as APC, GAC members allay fears. You find that one on page 2 of the Punch newspaper this morning. And 34 billion naira for Oyo Ogbomosho Road. Others, you find that one on page 21. And NPCL stations have reduced petrol price to 860 naira per litre. This is coming from the marketers now. You find that on page 23. And I just hope that motorists, they are listening to this, segment of the show right now. So you can take note of this good news coming from the NNPCL. And the marketers have also confirmed it, that NNPCL stations have actually reduced, their petrol price to 860 naira. You might just want to visit any of their, stations, to get fuel so that we, the end users, will not feel the brunt too much. We've been going through a lot lately. Moving on now to pages 4 and 5. Residents lament as Disco plunges Lagos Air Force Base into 12-day blackout. All right. And when we say the jollof rice go reach everybody. All right. No pun intended, by the way. Federal government avoiding confrontation with governors over mining sites. Minister talking there. You find that one on page 16 of the Punch newspaper this morning. And then Rivers budget is the kicker. Fubara Assembly set for fresh showdown. Governor alerts supporters. You find that one on page 2. And then on page 7, Ramadan is the kicker. Kebbi, Bauchi, Kano, Rebuff Christian Association of Nigeria say schools remain closed. All right, you find that one on page 7 newspaper. And then this one here, the last one on page 23. Excuse me. Federal government and NPCL work out 7.7 trillion naira fuel subsidy debt payment. I'll leave it there this morning for the Punch newspaper. I think I need to catch my breath. I'll be back in a bit. Thank you so much for staying with us. We're still looking at the front pages of Nigerian newspapers, and let's take a look at The Guardian, right? The big news story on the front page of The Guardian newspaper leads with Ramadan as the kicker. Uproar as Bauchi, Kano, Katsina, Kebbi shot out 11.5 million school children. You find that one on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. Nigerians enjoy subsidized fuel as NNPC Dangote engage in price war. You find that one on page 3. And then on page 29, Edo Election Tribunal reserves judgment on PDP's petition. All right. That's on page 29 of the Guardian newspaper. Jandor dumps PDP, accuses Bode George, party chairman, of frustrating ambition. You find one on party power prevails as Miranda resigns. Obasa returns in Lagos Assembly shakeup. You find that one on page 8, and the photograph backing up that story right there. It's really one that speaks over, a million words if you ask me. Talking about Obasa and also Miranda. But you need to see that picture now for yourself. Go on now to Facebook and YouTube to see the spread on our channels. I mean, on the Facebook page and also the YouTube channel. You probably, would get sense of the point I'm trying to make this morning. Household consumption dips despite rising nominal income. You'll find that one on page 15, and that's actually on Business News. Natasha is the kicker now. CSO's planned protest seek Akpabio's resignation as Monarch backs Senate president. You'll find that one on page 3 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. U.S. tariffs on Canada, Mexico to go ahead on Tuesday. You find that one on page 2. And then LP, that's the Labour Party, rules out merger ahead of 2027, rejects NLC interference. You find that one on page 2 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. Federal government approves 11 new varsities, new private universities. Federal government approves 11 new private universities. I mean, I think I saw a story about this on the Premium Times newspaper yesterday, and somehow I think some analysts are already sharing or expressing their reservations that approving the creation of 11 new private universities more of a burden, to the tertiary institutions that we have in Nigeria. I mean, public and private owned, tertiary institutions. But again, I'll leave that to you, family member or dear listener, to share your 2 cents on in a bit. The Nation newspaper leads with confrontation breaks out between Fubara and lawmakers. A rider underneath it says House gives a governor 48 hours to submit 2025 appropriation bill. You find that one on the front page. It continues on page 2, but there is a breakdown right there. You find that on okay. You find that one on page 13. It says legal finals say to Rivers high stakes political crisis, or high stakes political crisis. Anywho, that's all on the Nation newspaper this morning, and there is an excerpt right there coming from Fubara and Amehule. Fubara is saying that I'm not scared of anything. The worst thing, the worst that will happen is for me to leave the office. To our youth, be strong. Please don't be perturbed. At the right time, you will get the instructions. And then Amehule on his part is saying that the House expects you to present the 2025 appropriation bill within 48 hours. Our resolutions are geared towards a quick fix. The House would proceed on a 12-week recess. Right, that's what Amehule is saying. But again, you find that one on the front page, and it continues right on page 2 of the Nation newspaper this morning. Lagos House Speaker Miranda takes chair as deputy. Details on the front page. It continues on page 2 as well. And then Tribunal reserves judgment in Edo PDP's Igalo's petition against Okpebolo. You find that one on page 5. And then PCL slashes petrol price to 860 naira in Lagos, 880 naira in Abuja. You find that one on page 7. 1.09 billion naira insurance cover for assets personnel at federal airports. That's on page 4. Why control of illegal mining is difficult. This is by Alake. That's on page 4. And then on page 3, Abure-led Labour Party rejects NLC's merger talks call. You find that one on page 3, and that's just about the size of the headlines. I will be taking across the Nigerian newspapers this morning. We just take a quick break to go pay some bills. When we come back, it'll be time for you to call in to share your 2 cents. But I should just quickly hand down the numbers for you to call and also send, your messages and your voice notes. You can call us on 0908 766 8888 or 0907 3530044. Send your voice notes or messages to the WhatsApp portal number already on 0909 705 4450. We'll be back in a short bit.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Sorry, sir.
just sold the last one.
What happened? They just sold the 2-bedroom bungalow I wanted to buy, and all others are calling big prices. 30 million naira, 35 million naira for a 2-bedroom bungalow terrace.
Have you tried My Abuja Home Limited?
My Abuja Home Limited? No.
My Abuja Home is selling their 2-bedroom terrace bungalows in Gwagwalada for a promo price of just 17 million naira only.
Wow, that's very affordable. And in Gwagwalada, Abuja FCT, which is just 30 minutes from town?
Yes, it's just after the FRCN radio house in Old Kutunku in Gwagwalada.
So,
for this promo price of 17 million naira, the 2-bedroom comes with a large sitting space, a sizable kitchen. The floors are tiled with 2 bedrooms and toilets with fitting windows with burglary proof, security, borehole water, electricity, and the area is cool.
Wow, My Abuja Home Limited, Abi. Oh yeah, give me the number.
Just call 080-888-37426. I said 080-888-37426 or 080-827-23824. That is 080-827-23824. My Abuja Home. Live the life.
Has anyone told you you can talk about your business on radio for just
20,000 naira?
Get a chance to talk your business for 25 minutes on The Entrepreneur. Mondays to Fridays, 3 p.m. on Eagles 102.3 FM, Abuja. For more inquiries, call 090-9984-4433. 090-9984-4433. Hurry now.
Sorry for the inconvenience.
I suppose it was inevitable. Eagles 102.3.
Right, we're back. Thank you so much for staying with us. If you are just tuning in, this is the pages. This is just a segment, of the Eagles Morning Rise breakfast show right here. And we have been looking at the front pages of Nigerian newspapers. Now is the time for you to call in to share your 2 cents. Tell us what you make of these headlines making the rounds this morning. You can send a voice note or a message to the WhatsApp portal number. And for those watching us online on YouTube and Facebook, you can as well leave a comment across these platforms on YouTube and Facebook at Eagles FM Abuja. Let's quickly take this call. Hello and good morning to you.
Hello, good day.
Good morning.
The lady with the golden voice, how are you?
Very well, thank you. Good to
My
have you.
name is GB.
Right, good to have you, GB.
Yes, I've come to tender my apology. Yesterday I said Obasa will not go back to that place. I've been proved wrong. Obasa is back.
Right.
That is politics for you.
Mm-hmm.
Whichever way they have settled it, I think they have gone back to status quo. It means that the quarrel has not gone beyond that has not been resolved, and that is good for politics. A lot of insinuation, a lot of things. They say the president has failed in his own state. A lot of he's no more in charge, he's no more in control. I think from the filler we got, I think the president said, "Look, let this man finish his tenure. Let him remain there." If that was the case, what we want is that let Lagos people get everything for democracy. And then for Rivers State, the conversation will still continue. The governor is not ready to present the budget to these people. And you cannot disobey Supreme Court. Well, we are watching, we are waiting. They gave 48 hours that they want to go on recess. Let's see what happens. Because all the money is spending now is not last year's budget. It's this year's budget. And once you have nullified a budget, if you spend without budgeting, it's a what? It's an efficient offense. So let's see how the governor will be able to sort himself out. But never say die. Maybe as it happened in Lagos State, tomorrow we can see Wike and his what you call it now? I can't say his boy.
His godson.
I can see Wike and Fubara.
His political godson.
Political godson. Now shaking hands and smiling on this and eating on the same table. Never say die in politics.
Right.
It is interest that matters.
All
That's
right.
what I've learned now.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Well, all right. Thank you. There are no permanent enemies in politics, they say. So let's see how things would actually unfold in the days to come. So keep the calls coming in on 09087668888 or 090735300044. Hello and good morning. All right, that's a miss. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, Amaisi.
Good morning, Abdul. Good to have you.
My greetings to UD.
Right.
I hope UD is fine.
He's a little bit under the weather.
I hope UD is fine.
Well, he is. Yes, he is.
Use this opportunity to greet all my Muslim brothers and sisters happy Ramadan. I want to contribute on the issue of River State.
Right.
If I'm in position to advise the governor, I will advise you to present that budget so that the state will have funds to manage the state. Because if you didn't present that budget, the allocation from federal government will not come to zero. Since the Supreme Court says the central bank should not give them any allocation. So I will advise him to present the budget to those lawmakers. Because since the pronouncement of the Supreme Court, you need to obey the court order. Then the fuel issue. I'm going to say, here in Silesia, the plan address the fuel price. Because yesterday I see bought it at 970 naira a filling station. So they should try and address also. Because as I usually say on this our radio station, if petrol product is cheap, other items in the market also will come down. So I'm really happy with the NMPC by reducing the price. It's a good one. And the issue of kidnapping, so we'll continue playing. God will help us. Because every day we hear kidnapping. That's nothing we can do than to pray to God. So that all these things will stop. Thank you very much, God bless Nigeria. God bless Eagle FM.
Amen. Thank you very much, Abdul, for your contribution right there. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, you're calling.
Oh, Dr. Prince Ike on the line.
Could you please turn down the volume on your radio set, Dr. Prince Ike?
Okay, man. It is done. Ice my barrister, Yudi.
He's okay. He's a little bit under the weather.
Congratulations to Federal Republic of Nigeria. Congratulations to Lagos State, government. That is to prove to us that nobody owns a state, nobody owns the nationality known as Nigeria. I'm happy that this man has bounced back, Obasa, the speaker that was being interrogated and also impeached on 13th of January this year. To tell the whole world that Nigeria, is developing in terms of political water, organization, and also, consolidation. This issue of nepotism and favoritism does not mean well for you and me as a Nigerian. Nigeria is backwardly being inclined because of not maintaining and making a politics into what good of a harmony, of tranquility, of peacefulness. So we want to be like other nations, who have made their political atmosphere to be sendable, to be parentable, and also to be peaceful. There's no need for us to be crying foul when our own things are going well in the way and manner that is supposed to be. Nigeria, we does not have what we call natural disasters like storm, like flooding, like this and that. But the major problem issue that Nigerian people are having is because of politics. Hence, we are going to get our politics right. Other people will follow, other things will follow. Good government will be under the day. Standard education will be under the day. What we call, communication will be under the day. Free movement will be under the day. Security will be under the day. Please let us maintain peace in the country. We don't have another country except Nigeria. Good people, great people. The most giant, the most giant country throughout the world, Africa, and the most populous black nation in the world, and at the same time, the most crude oil producing nation in the whole world. We should not destroy this great country. Other people are trying to imitate, to copy us, but they can never be like Nigeria because the nature, being God Almighty, did not create them to be like Nigeria. Please, thank you, and have a blessed day.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Prince Ike, for your contribution right there. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Amaise.
Good morning, Moses. Good to have you. Right.
What's wrong with my friend, Rudy? Under the weather?
Yes, he is under the weather.
I will listen to his recovery. Send my greetings to him.
But
make sure that we start this morning reach him.
All right.
Thank you. God bless you.
You're welcome.
Yes, the adoption again in Yobe State is a great concern. Very great concern. Any day we hear news of adoption, I think that It's a thing that the security agents are trying. They should add more effort. Our prayer is that the day the sponsorers will be unveiled and persecuted for the evil acts they carried out in this country that caused restlessness in the life of Nigerians. That will be the day we will be celebrating in this country. It's going to be another liberty, another great liberty, when people who are behind all these men, evil men in this country, will be unveiled and persecuted for. I believe that is the day that we celebrate more than the celebration of war that is coming down now. Because without life, you can't enjoy fuel. Right. Without life, you can enjoy the resources that God has given unto us in this country. The life of Nigerians are under threat. So that is why we are highly concerned about the security of this nation. So we are praying for our enforcement agents to make sure that God will empower them to fight all these people who are behind these evils that is committed in this nation. For people to have their issues. Look at again, robbery again, attack in Abuja, attack churches and residents. You know the insecurity we are talking about. So as we celebrate the pump price going down now and the food item going down, one day you and I will celebrate the insecurity of this country. Right. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Moses, and have a great day ahead. All right, 0908-766-8888 or 0907-353-0044. Send a voice note or a message to the WhatsApp portal number on 0905-4450. I see some messages on the Facebook page. Perfection. Johnny, watching live in Asokoro, says, greetings and wonderful morning to you. Lady Omoefe, how was your night? Very well, thank you. Says, have a productive and progressive day ahead. Thank you so much. I wish you the very same. Also, Francis Omaga Namani, watching live from Amagunze in Enugu State, says, good morning, my people in the studio, and keep up the good work. The NNPC should go further to slash the prices of premium pump price to ameliorate the plight of Nigerians. Imagine an oil-producing nation like ours that battles for fuel price hike and fuel importation. May God help us. And of course, we say amen to that. And just to react a little bit to what Dr. Prince Ike said earlier. I mean, it actually skipped my mind. The conversation around Nigeria being the most, oil-producing country in the whole world. I mean, how true, how realistic is that? Are we can we still really pride ourselves? Can we really hit our hands on our chest and say that we are the most, oil producing, country in the world? Can we really? But thank you regardless for your views. Let's take this one. Hello and good morning to you. The way you break down my name, I really don't have a problem with you breaking down my own names, right? But my son grandfather's name, Ose Me. Do you want him to turn in his grave? Mr. Bright, good to have you this morning. You have a way of running off and on also, and it's not fair at all.
I can't tell you. When I called again, so this is the last time. So
Apologies. I was even rebuked by another family member about this yesterday. Apologies. Sometimes you need to understand that it's a traffic on those lines.
That one is no problem. It's same credit to say. There's nothing that you say. There's nothing that you say that the family members have not said.
All right.
So we are listening.
Okay.
There are active and inactive members.
Oh, all right.
We are there.
Noted, Mr. Bright. So let's hear from you. What are your thoughts?
So please, how many people have been killed again in this country? And they tell us the population is still 270 million. How many people are remaining in this country? If we want Abuja remain 2 people, Lagos 2 people, that these people will act. I care for this nation, and let me tell you the truth. It's only somebody who don't know the history of Nigeria that is shouting. This closure of schools they did in Banshi, Katsina, and the rest of them. This is that did it. They are testing water for something else. I will not say that very soon we will know why they did what they did. And I know this is their country that maybe has different constitution for different areas. and came to people like us from that side that Wike and Fubara is Southeast State every day. We go to, we don't learn lesson. It's not that if history repeat themselves. It's just that human beings repeat history. So come, everybody said the same thing. When a nation was there, she said the same thing. Wike there, said the same thing. Now Wike again is coming again. The same people, instead of helping to raise the standard of living of their states, they are there, destroying it, burning the institutions, causing confusion, causing chaos everywhere. You know the shameful thing. When a nation was doing it, they were praising him, lying on food dinner, instead of bringing them to protect our city. It took train from Nigeria to Katsina to Maradi in Niger Republic. Today, where is he? Regionally, they have given him Minister of LCT. Instead of only something to bring to his own town, they are there causing problems. It's a shameful thing. When you look at the society we are in, and you see the type of democracy we play the parties, you follow them. Look at Lagos. Many Lagos, they do Jara politics. We are saying, Obasa give this one, invest this one, give this one, give this one. Now they have people. The reason that all the allegations they leveled against him are false. And if they level false against any allegation against somebody, they will not take his course, or that one has been laid aside. You look at the politics they are doing, and it's from the everything they are doing in Nigeria and this Democrats. I pity for people who call themselves leaders from Nigeria South. They don't know what they are doing. Thank you.
Brett, thank you so much for your contribution. I mean, these are your opinions, but can we just try to, shield the president from this whole controversy rocking Lagos State House of Assembly at this point in time? Even though Obasa had actually come out to say that he's responsible for his own actions, he's a loyal boy to the president, but the president should not be dragged into all of this. He's an adult and is ready to take responsibility for his, actions. Let's take this. Oh, that's a miss. I quickly move on now to the WhatsApp portal to take the contributions that we have here. All right. Samuel from Kuje says, good morning to you, my sister, Princess Adeze. Let me ring the bell to that. Thank you. Princess Adeze Omoife. Congratulations and welcome to another great new day. Thank you. What the terrorists ravaging our collective peace in this country is simply saying is that no one can do anything to them because they have strong sponsors from the high places. Since the people in authority are busy fighting to remain in office even beyond 2027. So even if these daredevils are inflicting untold pains and hardship on the masses, it is not their business. That is why every now and then they keep creating anarchy to keep us busy talking on how to settle the problem they created. Why they are busy doing whatever they like. God will judge everyone and posterity will not spare the wicked people. Princess Adeze Omohefe. May God bless your day in Jesus' name. And I say amen to that. Thank you so much. Samuel Kuj. Henry Oga from Sileja says, good morning, Omoife. Please kindly help me ask Mr. GB, how did Tinubu run Lagos State when former President Obasanjo stopped Lagos State federal allocation? Okay, Mr. GB, that's a question to you now from Henry Oga, a family member. You might want to call in to react to that. All right, Comrade Ulobasi from Buhari Abuja says, good morning, Lady Omoife. God bless your day. God bless your day too, sir. Thank you. It's never a rocket science to perceive that APC government spearheaded by Yesom Wike and the judiciary are working towards the impeachment of Governor Fubara of Rivers State. Going through scenario, it is also necessary to remind Nigerians that it was the same APC in tandem with the Supreme Court that brought Governor Uzodinma of Imo State from number 4 position in an election and imposed him as number 1 to become the governor. Let the kite perch on the eagle, and the eagle perch too. If one says no to the other, let its wings break, says novelist Chinua Achebe of blessed memory. May God Almighty save us from ourselves. Amen. Comrade Ulobasi from Buhari Abuja, thank you so much for your contribution. Yesterday, you tagged me a biased person, and today now you've been able to express your thoughts or share your views on the happenings in Rivers State. I'm glad you actually spoke to this particular development today, but again, it's your opinion. Someone might also call in to say that no, his thoughts are really different from yours. But we can actually continue the banter, at the 9 o'clock hour, because that would be the focus. Thank you once again, Comrade Ulobasi, for always contributing. to whatever it is. Abbas reporting from Dutse says, good morning, Omoife. On the price war, juggling Dangote and NNPCL, we should be very grateful to Dangote refinery coming on stream. If not for Dangote, Nigerians wouldn't have known that without subsidy, fuel can be cheaper, as oil marketers over time have been lying to Nigerians to increase prices of the of PMS. Dangote has brought us some sort of healthy competition, and President Tinubu was spot on to have removed, subsidy from day one. Furthermore, at 860 naira per liter, product price is still too high. With Nigerian current home refined capacity, all crude products ought to have dropped, below 350 naira to 440 naira. This is the realistic price of product. Therefore, let NNPCL and Dangote further drop these prices, especially that's the AGO and or kerosene, which has which of course the price is still too high for Nigerians. Okay, no oil producing country in the world is buying crude at international prices for home consumption. They give their home refinery some level of consensus. Abbas, thanks for your message. Let's quickly take a listen to the voice messages that we have here. I see this one from Bibi Blessing, and the duration is about 3 minutes and 10 seconds. I know, Bibi Blessing, let's see how we can actually squeeze this in, but I hope time would actually permit us to take a listen to all you said.
My name now, Bibi Blessing. I said this voice to you. Greet you when I hear your voice. I will be happy because woman is speaking. I greet all the our caller, Salesa, a man of Mark. I call them my daddy. I call everybody my daddy. God will bless them. I take footballer in Wike. So I'm not going to use my mouth to touch him again. Maybe as they disturbing that man now, maybe now they make her strong. They do Abuja work. Because when I work, I see what Wike they do for this Abuja. My mind, the pro player for her. So if none other people do like this, Abuja will be taught to London for us. But I know if he tell my mouth to now tell Wike something. But may you know, whatever a man sow, he will repeat. May you know, could be saying a person they push her to do what they do. We don't hear other people now where people don't push. Say when they win the election, they say they don't go give them, maybe they win the election. Is it listening for people or listening for itself? I think it is our time now to do the right thing. It is our time now. Our president, we appoint Wike for the minister of SCT for Abuja here. It is our time now to call Wike order to leave that man alone. And when we call ourselves we love, is it to just see this might be the love? We love ourselves, we cannot keep it, we cannot get the love for everyone. Why is he facing this man like that? Even though I brief footballer come, now he call the trouble like that. If now some other people they trouble, I know say the work where they do for Abuja today no go fit do. Is it because nobody they trouble? It's not good now. Maybe. All
right, Baby Blessing, I just have to pause your voice note right there because of time. Your voice note should be 1 minute 30 seconds or 1 minute 35 seconds, please. But I gave you 1 minute 44 seconds. Baby Blessing, I hope you understand my point. All right, that was even close to 2 minutes. Let's take a listen to this one from Salasi.
Good morning, Omo Efe. Good morning to Abdul from Suleja. My name is Salasi, sending this voice note from Greki. I'm listening to you and I want to pray for quick recovery. The Lord Almighty God will hear him. I want to talk about the insecurity. Professor again is kidnapped in Borno. We are urging the security to do the needful and to make sure that this professor is being reunited with his family. Remember they kidnapped in Katsina. Equally, I want to commend Dangote for forcing NNPC to reduce their pump price. You can imagine that, without that, my prayer is that the fuel price will keep reducing to the extent that we will get it at the rate of 200 naira per liter by the grace of God. That is our prayer. By the time BOA come online and other private sector come online, I'm telling you, we will have succor on that fuel, and it will affect the transportation fare will be reduced. But still, with this reduce of this fuel price will affect the transport. That is the irony of it. So we hope by the time it's reduced drastically, it will get to everybody, and the food prices will keep crashing down by the special grace of God. Thank you.
Thank you, Salasi, for that voice note.
Good morning, my friend. My name is Edward Fonapo. I apologize for you for yesterday. You said I mentioned something that was not good. To me, I was saying the fact. I was just being honest. But in the situation where you complain, I apologize. Whether it was wrong or good, I apologize. So please, I'll forgive you for that. But today, again, people working in the state, in local government, I won't expect me not to talk. I was speaking in parables, and that is it. NNPC reduces fuel price. That caption is completely wrong. They would have said Dangote forces NNPC to reduce price. They will not ready. It's not Dangote that is setting the tomorrow. What does Dangote will bring it down? Maybe by 10 naira again. NNPC will bring it down too. We thank God that we have someone who can bring the price of the fuel down. It's unfortunate what is happening there. Because if that budget is presented, is it going to be implemented? Is it going to be passed? That's why you start hearing about so many things. That this item is not good, should be removed. They will bring this one, increase the budget, and like that. That's it. I'm not ready to get the democracy. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Edward from Apo. He says the headline should have been Dangote forces NNPCL to reduce pump price of fuel. But you think that's the case? So now you all are somewhat calling on Dangote to reduce the price of PMS even further. So that could maybe force or push down NNPCL to also reduce, the price of fuel across its stations. But at this point in time, Abdul called us from Suleja, Niger State, and he said that the pump price has not been adjusted. So maybe you should take it upon yourselves to go around, NNPC fuel stations to see what is obtainable there, if indeed, the price change has been, affected or not. Well, time is not our friend. I'm afraid we just have to leave the conversation here. Calls are still, coming in, but we cannot take, more calls. I'd actually wanted GB to call in to react to a question someone actually directed, at him or to him, but time is really not our friend at this point in time. I must say a very big thank you to each and every one of you for keeping us company on the show this morning. Terekin Bihundu, you just sent your message at 7:58 a.m. and you are a family member. It is wrong. I'm just going to squeeze in this message, but if you do this tomorrow, I'll just keep it. Thank you. It says, good morning, Haji Ife. I'm in Nasarawa State. It is painful that after a governor has still 8 years, he still wants to determine what happens in the state. The good people of Rivers State must reject it. Rivers is not Lagos, where one person determines who does 2 terms or 1 term as a governor. On insecurity, I insist that security in Nigeria is almost zero and not working. Akpabio-led Senate should invite the security heads to remind them whatever they are doing is not working. Terkimi Hundu, thank you for that message. All right. Like I said before, this will be the focus at the 9 o'clock hour. We're going to be beaming our searchlight on, the latest happenings in Rivers State to see if we can actually, reach a point of departure. Myself, my guest, and of course, you family members, do well to join us at that time so we can banter on this, very topical issue. My name is Omoefe Peace Osemere, and I'd like to state very clearly that the views expressed on the show this morning, on Facebook, on the WhatsApp portal, by way of voice notes or messages, those who also called in, all of these views were not influenced by Eagles FM 102.3 Abuja. Well, Vicky Vic, I'm sure he's somewhere around gearing up, to bring you up to speed with the latest happenings in the world of sports. Stay on this dial and go nowhere. Good morning to you.
Milky Way to Earth. Everywhere there's internet, you can connect with Eagles 102.3 FM.